Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Hi,
Good
all.
morning.
Hope you have a good Christmas.
Yeah, so this is our last
show?
episode of 2013.
Yeah,
So it is.
or forever if this is the last year. Was this not? Which was it last year?
No, it was last
that-
year the world was supposed to
Oh,
end.
I'm
so-
behind the schedule then on
No, I
that.
thought it was this year, but earlier this year it was meant to end.
No, it's 2012, Justin.
Oh, sorry.
Dude, that's when the Mayan calendar ran out.
Yes.
Okay.
This year we were supposed to die because of comet Ison or whatever, but it disappeared. You don't hear anything about it anymore.
Comet ISO.
Yeah, Ison, I
This
think it
is
was.
the
I think it was ISO. It basically vanished. Nothing.
Yeah, it went around the sun.
It was supposed to show. It put on a great light show in the sky.
Yes, we were supposed to have like the best comet ever.
And the comet of the century.
Comet of the century, that was it, but nothing.
Right. First I've heard of it.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yep.
I'm not surprised by
Anyway.
that. Anyway, it's Christmas time. And this is our last show of 2013. We'll be back again on the 11th of January. So we're going to take a couple of weeks off. Because I don't know about you guys, but I could really, really be doing with the rest.
Feet up, open fire, cuddled with the kiddies, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I want to take a couple of weeks where I'm not even going to log on for part of that. I'm having real difficulties at the moment. I think I'm either a web addict or just a Beast of War addict.
Or a workaholic.
Because I'm logging on. I have
What
an
you need to
iPad
do.
beside the bed.
You're
these
being
days.
too ambitious. This is again like your little other backstage project. What I think you need to do is you need to go, today I'm going to stop using Facebook. Tomorrow I'm going to stop using Twitter. The day after that I'm going to stop using our management system. The day after that I might not even log into the website. And wean yourself down like that.
No, I'm just
So
going to.
you think it's going to be blanket wrapped around him going cold turkey, getting the shakes?
Well, this is it. I'm going to go cold turkey because, firstly, I owe it to my children to go cold turkey for at least a week. At least a week. I just want to spend a week where I'm thinking only about them. Secondly, I want to try and get my head space in order because we have a massive, massive year next year. We have so much in the plans, and it's coming together now. We've just tons, and I want to approach 2014 for what we do as Beasts of War and the community with a clearer head.
So you don't want a chance to fully recharge, but at least get some charge back into you.
Well, yeah, if we can get charged and get a bit of mind space to let everything sink in, everything we've been doing, things are going very well at the moment, and next year we've got tons.
Speaking of Christmas, we've totally jumped the gun. Where are our Christmas hats?
We have.
Well, we need some Christmas hats.
I think we need a clicky finger moment to get us Christmas hats.
Okay, guys. How do I get the small one? Why is mine tiny?
It's good. It suits you.
It's perfect, Dustin.
So yeah. So anyway, as we were saying, we're going to take a couple of weeks off now. There's still content going out.
Yep.
But there just won't be any weekenders for 2 weeks, and then we're back at it on the 11th of January. So over the holidays, we have backstage content going on. We have some cool videos going out, and we have a couple of surprises going out over Christmas as well. So stay tuned for that.
And there's our New Year's episode of On the Table as well.
Yes,
We're going to have a look back at the season past.
Yep.
And pick out some juicy bits for all you people.
Love it.
Has
Love
been
it.
a good year.
Yeah, and then On the Table then takes a break for
A period of time.
a few weeks, maybe 10, 12 weeks it takes a break for, because in the first part of January we have quite a heavy development cycle to go through now, where we've got a lot of actual work that we want to do to the website and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then when On the Table's out of the way, we can do that. It's difficult when On the Table's there because it really does.
It chews up a lot of resource.
It does. It does. Massive thank you to everybody that has enrolled in the Beast of War Fit Club. That is so going down. That is, I thought, if I could get a couple of buddies on that there from Beast of War, we'd be doing well. I've had a fantastic response to that. There's loads of us now.
I have to admit, I'm going to be a bit sarky. I thought you were going to be sitting in your virtual gym on your own.
No. There's loads and loads of people of the same mindset as me. So what I suggest as a first step is that we all meet up for dinner. And
Right. We're off to a flying start already. Meet up for a big meal.
well, first things first, right? There's nothing to be done until after New Year, okay? So this is not a New Year's Day resolution thing or anything like that.
So you're going to pick up after Easter then?
No, we're going to pick up in we'll pick up in January, okay? It's just a case of enjoy Christmas because I know I am. I am so going to enjoy Christmas. So it's
Right, so what will this be? Okay, healthy, major holiday, let's go.
well, do you know what? If I'm being completely honest, I'm doing some preparation, okay, for the other side because I think it'll be very, very difficult to go completely cold turkey. I think one of the problems I have in my diet is I have a lot of carbs because carbs are just easy to eat. If you're sitting at a desk, it's easy to eat a sandwich. It's easy to eat a packet of crisps or chips. You know, so I find carbs very, very convenient foods. So what I'm trying to do over this period is I'm trying to cut back on bread. And bread's an easy thing to cut back on over Christmas.
When we visited McDonald's, I had chips and you had chips and he had an extra burger.
Yeah.
See, this is what I don't get. You say you're cutting out one type of food and that should make you slim down, yeah? No?
No,
Okay, I've got it wrong.
I'm cutting out one kind of food just to warm me up
Okay.
to the whole thing.
Just cut out veg. Look what it did to him.
Oh, yeah. I wish.
I'm sorry, I agree is on all the stuff that's meant to make you a big, heavy dude. My metabolism is just going, ha ha! Then when I'm 30, it's just going to go, yeah, time for vengeance.
Yeah. No, bread is my nemesis. So over Christmas, there's not a lot of reason to eat a lot of bread, to be honest, because you've got Christmas dinners and things like that.
Turkey toasties.
Yeah, but there's stuffing that's full of bread.
I don't do stuffing anymore. Anyway, thank you for enrolling on the Beasts of War Fit Club. We have a little forum on the Beasts of War website where people are introducing themselves.
What's it called? Is it just called Beasts of War Fit Club?
Beasts of War Fit Club.
And the forum's called that?
Yes. It's a forum topic. It's called Fit Club. And, you know, unlike Fight Club, you are allowed to talk about Fit Club.
So number one rule of Fit Club is talk about Fit Club.
Talk about Fit Club.
Number two rule of Fit Club is talk about Fit Club.
Continue to talk about Fit Club. Get as many people involved in Fit Club as we can.
And number three is eat as much as you want over Christmas.
Eat, well, I don't want any, eat
Enjoy.
Safely. Eat safely, okay? Enjoy yourself over Christmas. We're going to pick up all this when we get back from the new year, and we'll worry about it then, okay? But I'm personally trying to at least think about what I'm eating while I enjoy it, because I think that's probably a good first step to at least be aware of what I'm eating, because a lot of the time I'm not aware of what I'm eating. I just
Shovel in.
I just shovel in and I'm not aware of it. So my only task between now and the starting point is to try and be aware of what I'm eating, so as I can have some kind of ease into the whole problem.
I think we've tried to move off this topic a few times.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right there because there's a massive congratulations in order for community member Rocket Yeti. We still love that name.
Yeah.
Rocket Yeti's had a baby girl. Well, he hasn't had his lovely
missus,
partner
yes,
has had a baby girl. And she's called Elizabeth Georgia. Georgia Roberts. And
Hello.
She's an absolute wee cutie pie from what he
Hello,
tells me.
Elizabeth, Georgia.
So
Congratulations.
congratulations to Rocket Yeti and Mrs. Rocket Yeti.
Mr. and Mrs.
What is
Yeti.
the female term for Yeti?
Yatai.
No.
Yetet.
Possibly.
Yetet.
Guys, goes below.
So, congratulations to you both. That is absolutely fantastic news. Right, it wouldn't be a Christmas episode if we didn't get a Christmas present.
Yeah, this has me worried. I will be, cards on the table right now, I'm worried about this gift.
Wait a
Okay.
minute, we got a Christmas present.
Well, it is addressed to all three of us.
Well, it's to the whole Beasts of War,
Yeah.
okay? But fortunately for Ben and Sam, they're not here. So it's up to us to deal with this one. A community member
Right. Am I going to have to break out the old hazmat suit?
sent us this Christmas present.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Let's get on to the
That's
close
everything
count.
we've got, okay?
So, little note inside it.
Just our little thing.
It's pretty looking.
Yeah, it's lovely wrapped. And
You
It
can
has
cover
a little
poison
note
in chocolate and
inside
maybe get something terrible
saying,
inside.
Happy Christmas, BOW. I dare you to open this on the Weekender and play around. From Dead Dave. No, you had me at I dare you. The moment I saw it, I said, right, that's on. So, who's going to open it? Justin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you just throw it. You're just throwing the grenade at me, aren't you?
Let's hope it doesn't break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hope it's not veg.
Let's see if I can get. There we go.
Oh, there's your pretty note.
Oh,
Dog.
there's your pretty note rack there. You know, it's some manners, Justin.
All right. So what we have. Oh. Ah.
Right.
This will entertain you for hours.
Close comment.
We have plop trump.
Plop Trump's extreme. Oh, I like the look of that. Right. So,
Well, it looks like that was a bit of a dirty bomb.
let's see. Yeah, how do you get into it?
Is there a button?
Is there a button? It's there we go.
Who does number?
Right. Because the first part of the challenge was to open it on the Weekender. The second part of the challenge is to actually play around. So,
Okay.
I think it has like a number 2, and you can say who does number 2 work for?
who does number 2 work for? So let's see.
It's
what's
probably got something like.
Oh man!
Give me one.
Oh,
Right,
well,
come on, dish out a few.
all right. Oh, I'm gonna be stuck. Right, hang on.
Let's maybe not close cam some of this stuff.
Oh, we're totally gonna close cam this. So, right. Okay.
I'm guessing everybody's going to be happy that this isn't smell-o-vision. At 6.
That's
7.
probably enough. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Let's see. No, you just take the top one. You don't look through them.
Oh, sorry.
So you just take the top one. Okay.
Okay.
Right. I'll kick off.
Yeah.
Frequency 145 from my llama poo.
I can match that with a manatee for 145.
Okay, let's see what a manatee poo. Oh!
Get ready for the bleep, Justin. Get ready for the bleep. I have all over you with 250 frequency.
What's that? A caterpillar poo.
I didn't know caterpillars could poo.
Oh, right, well done.
Well, it's an animal.
All right.
Oh, Lloyd, you won.
Chew,
Right,
excuse
so you,
me.
you pick it off the top.
Maybe is not the right word. So
No, not whenever you're dealing
I
with.
gotta go for length, 70 millimeters.
I'm knackered here because I've got mouse poo, 1 millimeter.
Yeah, I've got millipede poo, 1 millimeter.
Oh yeah, my beaver poo rocks.
Beaver poo.
All right, next one to Lloyd.
I don't have the stomach for this.
This one's gone downhill
Right,
rapidly.
go ahead.
Holy moly, this is even longer. My flamingo poo is 145 millimeters.
I've got dust mite. Length 0.04 millimeters. Failure.
Oh, dear.
Warren, I hate to say this, and I hate to use this cliche in this game. You've given me a bit of a crap hand here.
Well, I have this. I have a domestic.
Come on, put the card down.
I have a domestic turkey pig.
Why is it green?
I don't know why it's green.
Well, I flamingoed you all.
But you went, oh man, that's gross.
It's my white splatter disaster.
Right, next up.
What the heck is
Them
this?
again.
It's me again.
Yeah, go ahead.
A dick.
Really?
What's a DIK?
Google.
I'm going to go for hardness of 5, which I don't think... Oh, there's a yuck factor. I haven't seen that. But I'm going to go hardness of 5. It's not very hard at all, that one.
I'll match you with a yuck factor of 5.
Oh, Justin.
Oh! Are we going yuck factors?
Tamarink.
A Columbus monkey.
I thought we were going hardness.
Sorry, hardness 5, yes.
Yeah, I have hardness 5 for a chimpanzee. It's guys, this is vile. Okay, Lloyd, go again there.
Why, did I win?
No, it stays in the middle.
Oh, it stays in the middle.
Game of the weekend. Oh, my eyes are watering, guys. This is so bad.
Oh, this is desperately hard. I got a hardness 9 on a chameleon.
I've got Gildea baboon, hardness 4.
Oh, God, that's gross.
Yeah, Dung Beetle would be happy with that thing.
I've had enough.
Go on, drop your last
I
card.
quit. Eagle hardness 1.
I am the champion of the pool.
All right, well, I've got 2 more cards. Come on.
Oh, I thought we were stopping.
Oh,
Well, he's out.
Okay. Last 2. Hurry up.
Come on.
Yuck factor 8. With this one here.
What is it?
Orangutan.
Right, well, hang on. I'll match your yuck 8 with a badger for another 8.
With a badger.
Last. Go ahead.
I've got a giant tortoise with a yuck factor of 4.
Right, so
Right, so it all comes down to this last card.
Yeah, go Lloyd. Are you the master of poo?
Ooh, can I be the master of poo? I'm gonna go yuck factor 6.
Oh, yuck factor 7, blue whale.
Oh!
Look at that one. That's yuck factor 7, a black bear.
I think we'll call it.
Yeah,
think
we'll,
so,
we'll
please.
call it there.
I am the master of poo, though. Look at my hand full of poo.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Dead Dave. Why?
That was something
Just
else.
why?
Thank you for that, Dead Dave. I don't think they will see the light of day again. That was just.
Well, no. You see, you give them to Lloyd, he'll re-gift them.
Oh dear, the manatee poo just. But that last one. Oh, where is it?
Do you think it's a rewrapping gonna happen?
Oh,
Well, you're going to re-wrap
who
that.
would you re-gift that to anyway? So,
Sam.
oh, Marmoset. Oh man,
you basically.
that is just the worst I've ever seen.
So you have to share it with the world.
Oh
No,
dear.
you see, here's the thing. It'll become like a chain letter because you'll re-gift it to Sam, and he'll have to re-gift it to someone else.
Oh,
Because there's no way anyone is going to keep that.
look, it even comes in a lovely tin. Right, enough of that. Okay.
Like I said, beautiful wrapper, crap on the inside.
Yeah. Right. So, it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking back. We've been sitting today. We've been reminiscing a little bit on the run up to doing this and talking about our favourite bits of the year.
There it goes, Justin.
What?
The year. It's gone. It's going.
No, this is our last show before Christmas. Lloyd, I know you're a little confused and tired after this year.
What's happening?
It's okay.
I'm a little confused and tired after that game.
Yeah.
So the question was that came up was, what has been your favourite bit of 2013? It's 2013 we're in, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
What has been your favourite bit, Justin?
For me, it had to be Salute this year.
Yeah.
Favorite show of the entire year. Fine, I was at QCon, got me engagement there, but for me, Salute was the best. It was big, it was fun. We got to meet all our friends from the industry, from the community, and I got to do all my impulse buy shopping.
I have to go back.
Yeah,
We have to go back. Salute was amazing. I got engaged at QCon, but Salute was amazing.
But Salute.
No, for an
Is that
actual event.
Spoken like a true gamer, Justin.
No,
Spoken
for
like
an
a true
actual
gamer.
wargaming event, it had to be Salute. Because we got to meet all our friends from the industry, the community,
Yeah.
and I got to do all my impulse buy shopping.
What did you buy?
I just picked up a lot of different minis that I was looking at.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. And then I picked up the Cutlass rulebook, which I still have to get a game out of.
Yes.
Because I remember we did a week for it. a while back.
Cleavage.
Yeah, no. Brilliant little game.
Yeah.
You know.
It is good,
so
isn't it?
hopefully in the new year, I'll get to play it with some of the ones at the gaming club whenever I do get moved up to the Triangle area.
We'll get a pirate board set up again, will we?
Yeah.
For a bit of that.
Yeah, it was fun. Although I'm not doing birdie again. That thing killed my arm holding that for the length of that video. Because what people don't realize about that video was my arm was sitting like that for the entire video.
Yes.
This
is for Birdie.
Yes,
You're
Birdie.
talking-
You do realize everybody at home that hasn't seen this video is going, what on earth
What
is
are
he?
they talking
What?
about?
He had his arm where?
Look back to the Cutlass week, guys. You know. But
And you had your arm inside Bertie.
yes, I did.
Well, Salute is amazing. So we will, all being well, we're going to be at Salute 2014. So if you guys are thinking about a show to visit, I highly recommend
Yeah.
Salute.
Anybody know what the theme is yet this year?
Is it not Second World War or something like that? It's worth checking out. Go and check out the Salute website. But if you're going to book a ticket, it's worth booking tickets early to make sure you avoid disappointment. And
Excuse me.
the first people through the door
Get the goodie bag.
get the goodie bag with the exclusive Salute mini in it as well.
You'll have to excuse me for sneezing. I'm recovering from a little bit of a cold. A little bit.
Tis the season.
Are you
What
gonna,
about
are you gonna
yourself?
ask me?
Yeah, go ahead. What is it?
Well, I did know what it was until just there now. It's got to be plop trumps.
Oh no!
Really?
That was awesome. I had a
Dave,
handful of crap.
congratulations! You have slipped in at the last minute.
Does every plop not trump on the way out?
No, Warren, you're having to change your diet. So you will have a regular one soon enough once you change.
You want to know my
It'll be
real
fine.
answer then?
Do- No, God, I'm just thinking. Do you know what? Maybe during Fit Club, we get everybody to take pictures of.
No,
No.
just no. Yeah, I don't think our internet license covers that. I think it would be revoked.
No.
The
No.
McDump.
Dumb.
No, you've taken that too far.
No.
Okay,
Just
so what's been your moment of the year?
I'd have to say it was our little excursion back over to Nottingham.
Did you enjoy that?
I did enjoy that because it'd been ages since I managed to get out of the studio and actually go meet
Somebody, yeah,
actual
People.
real world people. Get away from the desk and say hello.
yeah.
Say hello to Alessio.
It was amazing.
Say hello to the West Wind guys.
Yeah,
We
and
stopped
according
in
to
at
him,
the
get
Mantic Open
paralytic.
Day. The Mantic Open Day was great crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, romantic open days are always good crack. Like, I was at one early in the year. It was
I
great.
especially enjoyed telling Alessio, I spent the day signing your rule books.
Yeah, that had me in stitches when you first told me. How the hell did that come about?
He was asked.
I was asked. I
He
said,
was asked. So.
you know, I haven't I didn't write this or anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I know. You
Just
know
what-
what?
just-
Warren's over there if you want it signed. No, what you sign? Fair enough.
Well, you know, what do you do? You know, it's I think he said to you at the time it was because of you that he got into it. So
Yes, that's it. Because
Yeah.
of Beast of War, that's the reason he got into that game, and he thought that was worthy of a signature.
Right.
it is a
Fair
bit
enough.
strange.
Just,
It is a bit
I'm
strange.
seeing
so.
one flaw with his logic here.
I
Did he
wasn't-
say
I
he
wasn't-
wanted Beasts of War to sign it?
No,
Did
just
he
me.
think you were a Beast of War?
No, just me.
Okay, so you signed it Lloyd Johnson, not Beast of War.
I signed it Lloyd Johnston,
Fair
and
enough.
then Beast
Fair
of
enoff.
War underneath.
Oh, did you put Beast of War
Yes,
underneath?
with
Oh,
an
there you
exclamation
go.
mark.
So later on when he forgets who the hell Lloyd Johnson
Who the hell's this guy?
Ah,
Yes, hey. Why did I have him? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Well.
I enjoyed that trip immensely, and it was good to get a new studio up and running over
Yep.
there as well. That was great.
Our
I can't wait to get across for a
our
run.
first vids from the
Have been
new
rolling
setup have started creeping out. So
And our night in the pub was good.
that was great crack. Do you know what? That would probably
play
be
with
one of
the
my
ring and the horn?
highlights. Yes, yeah. We got the ring and the horn going. The night the backstager meetup in the trip to Jerusalem would probably be one of my highlights.
That
as
Dave
well.
was there, the supplier of our.
I'm guessing maybe that's why he has sent it through, is because of having
pops.
great fun with you guys that night.
No, I think he knows I've got a weak stomach, is why he sent that one through. If I had to pick one, do you know, and I don't want to be too sentimental about it, but
Spill the beans.
my favorite moment of 2013 is probably now, this show.
What, like this minute?
Yes, this show, because for a lot of the latter part of 2013, we weren't sure if we were even going to be able to make it this far. So the fact that we're here and we're having a bit of crack, we're enjoying it, and we're getting ready to the run up to Christmas, I am over the moon about that, and I really am enjoying the weekenders and stuff at the moment. I can't wait to get stuck back into it next year. So for me, the highlight of the year is reaching this point and having the community come along with us. We have the support of the industry, the support of the backstagers. This is a highlight for me, is the fact that we've got to this stage, because I know there was a point back in September, whenever it was, where we were wondering would we even have the ability to put this out and to do this. So that's a big thank you to you guys. Right, it's that part of the show I like to call Game of the Weekend.
Right, what have you brought this week?
Right,
Come on, what have you got? Give it to us.
this game is effectively my Christmas present,
Right.
because I have wanted to play this game for so long, and then I finally got it, and we've got a chance to play it, and it is fabulous.
Top.
It is just as good as what I
Plop
expected.
Trumps? Yeah.
No, it's not Plop Trumps.
But you said it was a Christmas gift. It came round.
I am playing Battlestar Galactica.
Ooh.
Now, this is a very famous game. It's a very well known game, and a lot of you may already have played it. So, but I just want to talk you through the game and give you my impressions of it and why I've enjoyed it so much.
Can you believe this series is 10 years old?
Already?
2003 that came out.
Really?
Not that game, but the series.
Because I only watched the entire new series this year.
Yes.
Because I borrowed it from you.
I only watched the entire series about
What's that?
a year
This is
before.
Itchy.
Ooh, he's got an itchy head. Itchy
Yeah,
scalp.
well, the disadvantages of having a significant other.
Whoa, it has to go back on.
Aw.
Yeah, it has to go back on.
All right,
Justin.
all right. No,
can
the
take it off.
disadvantages of having a significant other, I got shaved.
All right, okay.
So my plan was to go grizzly for the winter, but no.
Yeah, and you look much better for it. You look at least 15 years younger. So anyway,
All right.
it's a game by Corey Konagza, I believe is the pronunciation. It's published by Fantasy Flight Games, and it's a game of kind of backstabbing and traitorism, being a traitor. Okay, so the premise of the game is you play as characters from the series of Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
However, at the start of the game, everybody's dealt a card, and that card might say you are not a Cylon, or it might say you are a Cylon. Okay? If you're not a Cylon, it means you're human, and your whole purpose in the game is to try and save Galactica and the fleet from various crises that present themselves. And you do that by collecting skills. And then you bid those skills to try and beat the crisis. If you are a Cylon, your role is to make sure nobody knows you're a Cylon. Okay? You want to fit in with all the other players and come across as a human. Mm-hmm. But you can secretly try and make those crises worse to make sure that that Galactica suffers the crisis. Okay? Right. So let me take you through it and show you the basics of how it works. The components are great. First off, I have to kick off with the board, okay? So what the board has, let me just get it out here.
Big board? Little board?
It is quite a big board,
Looks like
actually.
it's gonna be big.
So it's the board is like this.
It's reasonably hefty.
Mm-hmm. So there's the board, okay? And the board consists of Battlestar Galactica, and each of these points is a location, okay? And a location is not only a location on the ship, but it has an action that you can perform while you're in that location.
Okay.
Back here you have the sick bay, which you can't travel to. You can only be sent to the sick bay if something happens to you, okay? And here we have the brig. And again, you don't travel to the brig, but events can happen in the game that means you get sent to the brig. And if you get sent to the brig, then you have to find a way out. Up here, we have Colonial 1, which was the ship that the president traveled around in. And there's 3 locations in Colonial 1. Again, those locations have an action associated with them that you can take if you're in those locations. Mm-hmm. So let me give you an example. Down here, you have Admiral's Quarters. And the action is choose a character and then pass this skill check to send him to the brig. And to pass the skill check, you'll notice there's a number 7 here. Let me just bring that in. So there's a number 7 there. And there are 2 colors, green and purple.
If you lie that flatter, because I think you're out of the...
So if you take that number 7, okay, and the green and the purple, what you have to do is put down enough green cards and purple cards, and they have a number in the top corner that add up to more than 7. However, every other card that is in that are yellow, yellow, red, or blue, that either come out randomly or are put down by Cylon players, deduct from your total, so you may not get more than 7.
I see these are marked out here. They show you where to put your cards.
So let me get the cards and start to show you around. So components that are in the game. Before everything starts, you get to choose characters, okay? And there are different kinds of character. Here's a support character, which is the chief. So there's the chief. He's support. You then have political leaders, like there's Tom Zarek, and if any of you have watched the original series of Battlestar Galactica, you'll recognize him as Apollo. Here's Gaius Baltar, who was a very big character in the new series. Mm-hmm. Here we have Laura Roslin, who was the president. And let me see if we have any other politics in here. No. We then have military leaders, and of course kicking off with William Adama, who's a fantastic character. And then you have Saul Tigh as another character. And finally you have Hilo, which is Carl Agathon. And then finally you have pilots. And the pilots are Leodama, which is Apollo, and you have Starbuck, Cara Thrace. Yes, well, she is in it, but I'm pretty sure she's in it, actually. Mm. I was almost certain she was in it.
Perhaps one card's been misplaced with you guys playing it.
Anyway.
Yep.
So, you pick a character, okay? There are rules to picking a character that basically, whenever you set them into piles of political characters, pilots, and support, military.
Yep.
And the first person gets to choose. And if they choose, say, from military, okay, the next person can't choose from military until all the others are down to the same level. So that gets you a good mix of the skill sets in there. And it's always worth keeping an eye on those skill sets that people are choosing to make sure that as a group, you have a nice round set of skills, okay? The other thing...
And what? It's these characters that become Cylons? Or...
Yep. Basically, what happens is you have... Let me get the appropriate cards here. So you have your cards. This is a card. If you are Admiral, okay, you get to control 2 nukes, okay?
Yep.
And if you're President, you get to control a deck called the Quorum deck, okay? And that Quorum deck is here, all right? And the Quorum deck just gives the President more options, okay? So by being President, you get to choose cards from the deck, and that deck contains more actions and things like that. So by being President,
so it's basically going to the Senate.
Yes, it gives you more. It gives you more options and more kind of elements that you can play. And by being Admiral, as I've said, you get to control 2 nukes, which you need really if Galactica starts to get into trouble with the base stars. If base stars appear, the only way really to get rid of those base stars effectively is by using nukes. Now, how do you know who is Admiral and who is President? Okay, well, in the rule book, at the back of the rule book, there's this great thing. Oh, and while I'm at it,
Boomer.
There's Boomer. Okay, tucked away in the rule book. But at the back of the rule book, there's a great system that they've worked out. It's called the line of succession, and it's on page 28. And what happens is they have listed out who is Admiral and in what order they're Admiral. So William Adama is always first to be Admiral. So if he's in the game, then he's Admiral.
If you choose him, you're it.
If he's not, or he's killed, or I believe if he's in the brig, then Saul Tigh becomes the Admiral. After Saul, it's Hilo. After Hilo, it's Apollo. After Apollo, it's Starbuck. After Starbuck, it's Boomer, and so on. And then the same thing for President. It starts with Laura. And if not Laura, then it's Gaius. And if it's not Gaius, it's Tom Zarek, and so on and so forth. So that's how that works. Next up, we have the actual skill cards. So the skill cards sit down here at the bottom of the board. And the skills are broken into green skills, which are for leadership, purple skills, which are for tactics.
Oh, it doesn't bend. I'm trying to.
Blue skills, which are for engineering.
I'll hold like that.
Okay. Yellow skills, which are for politics.
You can't see all
And
these, but
red skills, which are for piloting. So what you do is you lay all the skills out. I'm just going to bring them all together here so as we have them laid out. So there's the piloting. There are the purple tactics. There's the green leadership. And the yellow politics. And they sit face down. Okay. And then what you do is you create a fate deck. Okay. And the fate deck is very simply created by picking out 2 of each of the skill sets. Okay? So once you've picked out 2 of each of those skills, that's shuffled together. And then that sits up in the top corner there. It's called a Destiny deck. But Destiny, Fate, it's all the same thing.
Right, so do you constantly make new Destiny decks through the game?
Well, yes. As you run out of the Destiny deck, you then make a new one. So let me give you an idea of how this works. Okay, so a player, when you're a player, you'll have a series of skill cards in your hand. Here's Boomer, for example. Boomer can have 2 purple skills, 2 red skills, and 1 blue skill. So she has 2 purple, 2 red, and 1 blue. Okay? The only limit to your hand size is 10, okay? So you can keep taking skills. For example, if you don't spend any skills in that turn, she can take another 5. Okay.
And be at your max.
And be at the max. So the max you can have in your hand at any one time is 10. But what happens is everybody's got these skills in their hands, and then a crisis card is played. So the crisis cards are here. So an example crisis that's played is called Riots. Okay. And it basically gives you 2 choices, okay? In this case, the Admiral would choose. The Admiral has to choose between -1 food, -1 morale, and all the levels of the fuel, all the levels of Galactica's...
I get the little deck.
Let me see if we can get it in. All of Galactica's...
put it down otherwise. You're not in the focus range. There you go.
So all the resources.
All the resources for Galactica are here. So they all start at preset values of, I think it's 8, 8, 10, and 12. So, and all these crises has an effect on the resources. So in this one, Riots, it's passed to whoever's admiral at the time, and they have to choose between two pretty nasty options. Yeah. Another type of crisis is one of these.
I assume we have political and military crisis.
Well, yes. This is a kind of crisis here where you have to take a skill check. Okay. So the skill check to pass this one is 9. And it has to be played on purple and red cards, okay? So when that goes down on the table, 2 are taken from the Destiny deck, okay? And nobody knows what those 2 are. Then everybody else in the game picks cards that they're going to put down to try and either pass the test if they're human, or fail the test if they're Cylons.
Got it.
Okay, and because there's random cards come out of the Destiny deck, that helps cover it up, so you don't know who is a Cylon in the actual game itself.
Right, so you're playing blind into this,
Yeah.
or blind from everybody else.
So if I was, and you can play as many cards as you want. Okay, so if we really wanted to pass this, or if I really wanted to pass this, I might put down 4 cards. Okay, I have a 5, a 2, a 1. And a 1, okay, which will go some way towards matching that.
Well,
However,
I'm confused. The 2 cards come out of the Destiny.
yes,
Again.
you put these face down. Okay,
Right.
so whenever I play them face down. I'm not allowed to tell
Right,
anybody
so the
what I
two
played.
cards from the Destiny are there.
Yep.
Then you put your cards on top of them.
Yep.
Then I, as a player, put my cards on
Yep.
top. And then what? Do you shuffle them after that?
Yep, you shuffle them. So once everybody's put their cards down, you shuffle them.
So we're building a
Okay.
blind resolution.
Yes. So they're all shuffled, so nobody knows whose
This
cards is
answers a
what.
burning question, because when you said that you could sabotage it, I was sitting thinking, well, how do you do that without people knowing?
This is how.
That's
This answers
exactly
the
how you do it. You then organize them into 2 piles. That's a pass. That's a pass. That's a pass. That's a fail. That's a pass, and that's a pass. You deduct
You're not
the
on
points.
You're not on the camera.
You deduct the points from the cards that fail, from the cards that pass, and
say
then
if you
from
hit your
what you
target.
have left, if it's more than the skill check amount, which in this case is 9, that's considered a pass, in which case you get +1 food. If you failed, you would get -1 fuel, and you'd have to destroy 1 raptor.
Oh.
Okay? Or you could just forgo trying to take the skill check altogether. You might decide as a group to do that, and if you do that, you just do -1 food. Okay? So that's the basics of the game. So what you're doing is you're moving your characters, which come on little standees. So let me show you some of the game components now. So you're moving your characters around Galactica and Colonial 1, and using the different parts to do different actions.
So depending on where you move your little standy to determines what action you can do each turn.
Correct.
Gotcha.
But you can also play the actions. Remember, the skills that you're using to try and take skill checks also have actions on them.
Ah.
So that's another reason why you may not want to. You might have a 5 purple that you think, oh, that'll help me pass that
Yeah,
skill
but
check.
it's ability that's on it.
But it's
you're
an
gonna wanna
ability
hang on
that
to.
you want to hang on
Gotcha.
to.
How do I move around? Do I just
You
it's
just-
my turn I move?
You just your turn. You move around the ship. If you want to move to Colonial 1, you have to spend a skill. So you just discard a skill, and then you can move to Colonial 1, and then you can move happily within
How many
there.
moves do I get?
You just get 1 move per turn.
So
I
you
can
move
move
to
round.
any one location.
You can move anywhere you want in
Right,
that turn.
So, anywhere.
Anywhere
So
you
I don't have to go adjacent. I can
Nope.
go. Right. Okay.
So it's any one location.
You move from one part of the ship straight through to another part of the ship.
Cool.
The last kind of crisis card is called an ambush. Well, it's called basically it's a kind of a fight card. Okay.
Where's your spot?
So here
There
it is
you go.
here, and what this does is this tells you what ships to put down. Okay, and this is where all the combat all starts to come in. So in this case, I have to put a base star
At the back
to the
of
rear.
Galactica.
For the Cylon ships, I have to put down.
So what's this?
That's a
That's
base
a
star.
base star.
Okay.
That's like a Cylon mothership. Okay.
Yeah, they redesigned them.
Where did my card go? Here. So I put down 1 base star. I put down 8 Cylon raiders. So I put 4 in this quadrant, or sextant, because there's 6 of them.
Let me see if we can get that onto the camera. So there you put
Okay.
in 4.
And they're lovely little plastic components. The base stars themselves are cardboard. However, if you buy the expansions, the next expansion, there's 2 expansions. It's the first expansion actually has plastic base stars in them, which is
Very
quite
cool.
nice as well. So you put 4 there according to the card, and then you put 4 Cylon raiders to the forefront.
Oh, this.
Hey,
So
we're going
they-
all over the place.
They
Yeah.
go into the foremost.
Let's see if we can twist
sextant.
this around.
Oh, no, I don't. I think we might
Oh.
be best just concentrating on the one section.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got it.
Okay. Then you have some allied ships that you need to put down. So the first thing I'm going to put down is you put down 2 Vipers.
Please tell me they're different quadrant. Quadrant again.
Yep. So the 2 Vipers go
Right,
in this
come on.
quadrant.
Let's see if we can get this under the camera.
There.
Hey, we got Vipers.
Yep. And these are the old. Are these the Mark IIs?
Yes, they're Mark IIs, yep. So, and then finally, you have a deck of civilian ships. These are basically the tokens for the ships that accompanied Galactica, okay? And they sit, there's 2 sides to these tokens. There's this side here, which is kind of like a little radar type thing, and then on the other side, you'll see a picture of a ship, okay? And it also has red markings on some of them. And this one here, it has Galactica and it has population, which means that if you turned over, if this was destroyed, okay, and you turned it over and it has a population symbol on it,
You lose one population.
you lose one population.
Right.
So you want to keep them face down because the idea is you don't know exactly what's on those ships, okay? So in this instance, I have to lay down ships. So one goes into this quadrant, one goes into this quadrant, and one goes into this quadrant.
I
So
completely lost at that point. The little targets that you've put down relate to which ships?
they are ships in their own
they
right.
are
They are
ships.
They are
random
Right,
ships
okay.
from the civilian fleet.
They are the civilian fleet ships, okay?
And they're placed randomly.
Right, so they're radar blips of ships. I get
Yeah.
it. Right.
Okay? So when you're doing a combat or you pull one of these cards, there's 3 steps. One is activate. So in other words, in this case, it was saying you should activate a Battlestar's main weapon. But you only activate if there's already a Battlestar on the board itself. There was no Battlestar on the board, so you go to the next step, which is setup. And then once you go to the setup, you have 3, which is a special rule. In this case, it's training new pilots. Keep this card in play until the fleet jumps. Each unmanned Viper suffers -2 penalty points to its attack rolls. Okay?
Unmanned?
These are unmanned Vipers because remember there was 2 pilots as the characters? As pilots, you can actually fly Vipers as well.
Right.
So if you're flying a Viper, in this case we've got Leodama, who's Apollo. If Apollo wants to get into a Viper, he moves in his turn to the hangar deck,
Right.
okay? And then whenever he's in the hangar deck, he then has the option to
Hop in and launch.
hop into a Viper. And his token goes onto that, and you take that off.
Right.
And he's now in a Viper where he can go and attack.
Okay.
Okay? So, based on that,
That's him there. Yeah.
that's him there. So based on that, then you'll wonder, right, well, how does all the fighting take place? Well, the fighting is triggered by the crisis cards as well. So on a crisis card, you'll notice that at the bottom 2 corners, there are symbols. Let me just get a symbol one here for you. So the symbols on this card are here, which basically says all Cylon Raiders activate. Okay? So a Cylon Raider, whenever it activates, has to go through a series of steps. If it has an enemy in its quadrant, it has to attack. Okay, so if it has a Viper, it has to attack. If it doesn't, it has to move towards the nearest quadrant where it can attack. So these ones here at the back would have to move into this quadrant here. Okay? These ones here don't. So they have to move in a clockwise direction around to there.
All right. So you're not just getting wedged between. It does move in a way that allows you time to deal with everything.
It moves in a way that has a certain amount of predictability to it, but it's because nobody controls the Vipers. Remember, if you're a Cylon, nobody's supposed to know you're a Cylon. So,
You can't take control of the Raiders, I think you mean.
AI. Whenever they can attack, it's a simple roll off on a D8, okay? And each ship has a certain value that you have to beat in order to wound it. And again, you find that in the rule book, and there's a cheat sheet at the back. So to kill a Cylon Raider, you roll a 3+.
Okay.
To kill or to damage
A Viper?
You need a 5 to 7, and to destroy it, you need an 8.
Right.
Okay. If the Raiders attack one of the civilian ships, they just automatically destroy it, and then you flip it over to see what resource you lost. If they've nothing else, they can attack Galactica itself, and they need an 8 to damage Galactica. Okay. And whenever you pull damage tokens for Galactica itself, you flip the token over, and it can actually damage key locations.
All right, so you can lose actions.
Yes. So, for example, in a game I played, at the front, you have this faster-than-light control area at the front. Keep that in mind, because that's important, because I'm going to explain to you about the whole jumping process in a second. But at the front, we had this FTL control room.
Yeah.
We pulled a token, and it destroyed that room. So basically, you could go into that room, but you couldn't do anything until it was repaired, and you need to use a skill to be able to repair it. Finally, you can damage Galactica with a base star on a 4+. Okay.
Bigger guns.
And a base star is damaged on an 8 by a Viper, and a 5+ with Galactica. And if you have a nuke, on a roll of a 1 to 2, it's damaged twice. On a roll of a 3 to 6, it's destroyed. And on a roll of 7 or 8, it's destroyed. And 3 raiders in the same area are also destroyed. Okay?
Yep.
So, what's the objective of the game? Right? At the start, you find out whether you're a Cylon or you're a human. Okay? The humans basically want to jump Galactica. Okay? They want to try and get Galactica the hell out of Dodge. So, what happens are every time one of these symbols appear, this little star flash here, okay, Galactica jump preparation moves up 1. Okay,
Right.
So there's a jump preparation.
Well, this is
Let me
gonna
just
trigger.
move this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we have the jump preparation chart here, and you have a little token here, and every time you get one of those little flashes, you can move up this jump preparation chart. Here you can't do anything. On the red ones, these 2 red ones, you can't do anything either. On the blue, if you go to the FTL control room, you can trigger a jump. But you have to take a skill test, or you have to take a test, and I think it's on a 6+, you pass the test.
Right.
If you fail the test, if you jump on this one,
Do you go
you
back?
lose 3 population.
Oh, ooh.
Whoa.
Okay? If you get to this one, and you trigger a jump, you take a test, and if you fail, you lose -1 population. If you don't do it either there and you let it go to the next one, you auto jump and you don't take a test. Okay? So, depending on how your population levels are on Galactica and the fleet.
What happens after you jump then?
Right. Once you jump, the commander, or the admiral, lifts 2 of these cards. Okay? So,
At this point, I'm thinking, what the hell? How do I win this game?
yeah. So you lift, no, not that one. So you lift 2 of these cards, okay? And then on these cards are the description. Let me try and get 2 that are different, okay? So on these cards is a description of something that happens,
there.
okay? And this number at the bottom,
Can't see it. Okay, now we can.
okay? So that number at the bottom. So what you want to do to win the game, you have to get 8, okay? So you have to jump to the point where you get 8 in total, and then jump once more, all right? So you will find after 3 or 4 jumps, you can win the game, okay? Let me give you an indication of some of the values.
What's the sort of speed though? Because it sounds like a long time to get jumping. Does jumping happen pretty quickly?
Well,
if you
yeah,
need to do
jumping,
that?
if you're getting the right crisis cards, you could find that you've jumped before the end of turn 1.
Oh.
So it's the kind of thing that a lot of jumps, jumps are either 1, 2, or 3. Okay, if you get a couple of 3s, you're already at 6.
Yeah, you're getting pretty
If you get
close.
one more, you're at 9, and then you just need one more, and you're done.
Right,
okay?
and what happens after you make that final jump?
If you can make that final jump, the humans have won the game.
Okay.
Okay, but
Does that mean they get their flying bikes out on Earth?
yes, but when you get to 4, it triggers another part of the game.
Right.
Okay.
What? Another part of the game? How do I win this game?
So when you get to 4, it triggers basically another round of identity cards go around.
Oh, sleeper agent.
Sleeper agent. This is exactly what it's called. So when you get to 4, everybody gets another card. Okay. If you were a Cylon, it doesn't matter what card you get after that. You're still a Cylon.
Right.
However, if you were a human and in that round you got a card that said, I'm a Cylon, Well, from that point on, you are a Cylon, okay? And there's another card in there called I'm a Sympathizer, okay?
Sympathizer.
And once you get that card, it has to be resolved immediately, okay? So if all of Galactica's resources are out of the red at that point, you immediately become a Cylon, a public Cylon. And I'll talk about what happens to Cylons when they come out now in a second. If, however, Galactica has resources in the red, you become a human and you immediately lose all your skills and you're sent to the brig and you have to plead your way out. Okay? So, being a Cylon.
Yes.
All right? When you're a Cylon in this game, it's a game of two halves. The first half, you really don't want to be known that you're a Cylon because it's easier to soften Galactica up from within. Okay? So basically, you are trying to tell everybody to do the right thing, but while you're telling everybody to do the right thing, you're slipping skill cards and things like that in to try and fail, to really soften Galactica up.
Right, so I probably wouldn't want to be a pilot whenever I'm a Cylon, because I'd constantly be out of the ship and people will notice, oh man, it's a lot easier to beat these challenges when he's not about.
Well, you don't have to be constantly out in the ship. You could be a pilot and just decide. Remember, you choose who you are before you find out whether you're a Cylon or not. So it doesn't really matter. However, at any point after that second round, or maybe even at any point in the game, you could declare that you are a Cylon. Okay, and once you're in a Cylon, you're then restricted, a public Cylon. You're then restricted to these 4 locations. Okay.
Right.
So that sympathizer that came out as a sympathizer for the Cylon, from that point on, is restricted to these locations. There is a location that they can't go into, which is called the Cylon Fleet, and there are certain things that a sympathizer doesn't get that a Cylon does get. So a sympathizer is a bit like a cut-down Cylon.
We're talking about these locations then?
Yes, but they can't go into this one, but they can go to Caprica, and you always start in the Resurrection ship. Okay?
Right.
When you become a Cylon, okay, you immediately get to pick up one of these Super Crisis cards, okay? Now, a Super Crisis card is basically like a crisis card on steroids. So these are really bad crises for Galactica.
Right, so there will come a point where it's maybe worthwhile to declare yourself.
Exactly. When you think that you've softened Galactica up enough, you want to become a Cylon, because up here, although you don't have very many locations, they're quite powerful in the actions that they can do. If you go to Caprica, for example, you can play your Super Crisis card or draw 2 Crisis cards, choose one to resolve, and discard the other. So you have the option to go there, draw the Crisis cards, look for the nastiest one, and say, there you go, resolve.
Have fun with that, guys.
Now, in my experience, you probably want to declare you're a Cylon when you have more than 3 skills, because you're going to discard everything. You're only left with 3 skills. You can only play 1 skill card into a round from that point, so you can't be as aggressive. So there are drawbacks to be outed as a Cylon, but all you're trying to do is to keep everybody busy and soak up their skills. Because while you're soaking up their skills on Crisis and stuff like that, then your other ships, like your raiders and things like that, start to really come into play. Now, there's one other thing that's happening, which I happen to think is one of the coolest things in the game, and that says, well as the raiders, you also have these kind of Cylon transport ships.
Yeah, the boarding vessels.
Yes. Now what happens is they come on the table, again using those same cards. It'll tell you how many of them to put down. If you can get them around to this side here where the 2 Viper exit points are, then you get a Cylon into Galactica, and it goes on to this boarding party track.
Well, let's get that on there.
So here's the boarding party track.
Whoops, I think we just lost some cards.
So if you can get a Cylon onto the boarding party track, then basically what happens is each turn you get to move them up the boarding party, okay? and if you can get it to this point here, humans lose.
Oh.
So there's a couple of different conditions for the Cylons to win. If any of the actual resources
hit 0,
hit 0, you win. If a boarding party succeeds, you hit 0, or you win. Or if you can destroy Galactica, you win.
cool.
So it's a great game.
Does it take long to play?
It does.
There's quite a few components to it, but it does look fun.
If you have somebody that knows how to play, and I'm still referring back and forth to the rule book during the play of this game, but if you have somebody that knows generally how to play, you'll probably get through a game of this in about 3 hours if you have.
Wow, 3 hours.
If you have 6 people, yeah, it's probably going to be about 3 hours.
That's a proper beer night game.
Yes, it is a proper beer night game. Some of the key things to remember is if you are a Cylon, don't get caught. The game is so much more fun when you don't know who's what. Okay, that's the whole purpose.
I don't really
of
see
this.
how they would catch you very easily.
Well, some people are just no good at keeping a secret, and they'll be sitting going,
Okay,
or, you know, so don't do that. You know, you just,
I'm the Cylon.
yeah.
Can't wait to tell you.
So,
Behave.
and it probably, adds to the mistake a little bit. You know, if you are not a Cylon,
And pretend to be one.
well, not pretend to be one, but you start to. If you're the person that's running the game, for example, if I was running this game,
In other words, if you're a sod.
I might chuck in a little bit of subterfuge here and there just to keep everybody on their toes, you know. So it's just a fabulous game, and the expansions both look great for it. I'm gonna in the new year we're gonna have a look at the expansions for it. It has a lot of components. Okay. It's a very daunting game the first time you sit down because you have to lay out a lot of components.
I'm thinking that because it's taken you quite a long time to explain it to us.
Well, I'll say this. It's less daunting to me than Firefly.
Yeah?
Honestly, I think I could sit down with the rulebook and be playing this within an hour.
Yeah. It's one of those things, all I'm trying to do is to get a flavor of the different kind of mechanics and things that you're going to face in a game like this and trying to explain to you why I think it's fun, okay? The only way to really learn this game is to sit down and play it, because after 2 full turns, you're pretty much going to start getting into the way of it, okay? The rulebook is fairly well laid out, and it's easy to go back and forth to, and on the back
reasonably
page,
light.
on the back page, there is a nice kind of quick reference there. Other than that, there's an index in it where you can look up things like card clarifications, how the boarding party track works, and stuff like that. As games go, it's got to be one of my favorites. But it's a beer night game. It's not. If you're expecting a quick game of Battlestar Galactica, forget it.
I don't know.
It's not going to be a quick game.
I don't think I could drink beer and play this game because like the first round I'd be like, I can't really see anymore.
Like hang
You're not
fire,
supposed to
hang
drink
fire.
that much beer.
Like, we already know you're a lightweight.
So there you have it, guys. That is a game of the weekend. It's a game that I have long wanted to play. I'm so glad I got it. I wasn't disappointed when we did get it. It's fabulous. So if you're into Battlestar Galactica, I don't think you'll be too disappointed with this game. It really captures the feeling of it being those characters and the whole paranoia and stuff like that that you would have went through by being on the ship and having key roles like the admiral who's controlling the nukes and the president, because you could throw the admiral in the brig. You could try and say, I think he's a Cylon. Who's with me? Let's put him in the
haven't
brig.
been using those nukes on them. Why? Why, I wonder.
Or you might be a Cylon and you might decide,
What?
I need to
How
take
does this
control
work?
of those nukes.
People can vote to put people in the brig.
Well, by passing a skill check. So if you went to the admiral's quarters and said, I want to put the admiral in the brig, he hasn't used these nukes. We're going to get decimated here if he doesn't start using these.
Why is he holding back so much on these?
He may not be holding back.
Yeah, he might.
But if you can get it into people's heads that he's holding
Yeah,
back.
he might actually just be going, you know what, I know late game, this is going to be important.
Somebody else becomes the admiral when he's in the brig.
As soon as he's in the brig, the next person in the line of succession becomes the admiral.
So if it was me, I could fire the nuke.
All right, well, here's a question
Yes.
for you. From the brig, I assume you can't play any cards into skill checks.
Does that
then?
mean, as a Cylon, I could fire nukes at a time that's not really that beneficial?
Yeah, when you're in the brig, you're out until you can get out of the brig.
Yeah.
And to get out of the brig, you have to pass a skill check.
Yeah.
So if nobody's going to help you, you're going to have to just keep gathering up cards and swapping them out until you have enough to pass that skill check on your own.
But
If people don't want you out, they're going to pummel their cards in to keep you in there. So it's
so the Admiral's in the brig.
yep,
The next in line's taken over.
yep.
What if next in line's the Cylon?
If next in line's a Cylon, that's perfect for the Cylon.
Because they could just fire the nukes off randomly and
No, they'd probably just sit on the nukes
they
and
could.
just say, oh no, I don't think
do you
we
get
should
a limited
waste it.
supply of nukes?
2.
Well, you just fire them off at crap times.
Well, yeah, if you burnt them up early in the game.
Exactly.
You know, it's a way to do
say
it.
you get past your first Battlestar, or not Battlestar, Cylon
Base
command
stuff.
ship, base star, yes. Say you get past your first one and it hasn't been used. You get the commander in the brig from then. You're then the Cylon. You can then fire at the next 2. How many base stars would you expect to see through a game?
Well, that entirely depends on the draw of the cards.
Yes.
There's a fair dose of random to this as well.
Oh, it means you can get a good lifespan out of the game.
The other thing then is you can do the same thing with the president. Up here in Colonial 1, in one of the squares, you can trigger basically, it's almost like a mutiny where you are triggering an election to try and... Basically, the rule is choose a character, then pass the skill check to give them the president's title. So, in that one, it's not going in the order of succession. Okay, you get to choose.
All right.
So if I were a Cylon, again, I might say, I'm not happy with the way the president's running things around here. I think we should choose somebody else to be the president.
Yeah, and then you can pick
You
the
know,
duff cards out of the other
if
deck.
I pass the skill check, I'll choose myself. Or I might choose somebody that I think's a bit of a weaker player and that I can psychologically dominate a little bit more.
Right, so I'm getting sworn in if we play this.
You'd make a perfect president for me if I was a Cylon. So there you have it. There you have it. It is a great game. It's full of intrigue. It's the whole. It has the perfect paranoia aspects. It feels like Battlestar Galactica to me, and that is something I really like about it.
Cool.
So, guys, we're going to call it at that. We hope you have an absolutely fantastic Christmas and New Year, and we can't wait to see you all again come January 11th. So until then, have a great time. We've got some great stuff planned on Beasts of War, and if you fancy joining us for the next episode of this, the XLBS episode on Sunday, why not come across to beastsofwar.com and join up for Backstage, and you can sit with us on Sunday and, well, enjoy what we're going to talk about in XLBS.
Yeah, you can invite the 3 amigos back into your house again.
Okay, guys, have a great Christmas.